today the graduation of the legacy class of SASEC. According to Prof. Sebastiani, this is the fourth cohort of people that have completed the training at SASEC. And the name of the class is the Legacy class. So it's now my great pleasure to welcome all of you, distinguished guests, colleagues, family, friends, and members of the graduating class of 2017, the SASEC Legacy class, to this graduation. We are gathered today to celebrate a moment of consequence in the lives of, I believe that there was 22 people graduating, but there's only 18 of you here today. So in the lives of 22 people, we apologize for the people that couldn't make the graduation. When these 23 or 22 individuals finish their vocational training requirements, when we wrote those last exams, when they stapled those last papers, and when they graded the last exam papers, we knew that we had an exceptional class that will graduate this year. So, guys, you are simply the best on the planet today. And I think Prof. Sebastiani has made sure that that is the case. So, let's forget about all the banners and flags and all those type of things. And let's focus on the enigmatic, the great future that lies ahead. I mean, you guys have been equipped with the knowledge to unlock the key to the future. The only thing that you need to do is that risk action, to actually use the talent, the education that have been bestowed on you. That's the only thing that we can't do, is to actually do that action and pass through the door of opportunity. If we gaze for a moment backwards into the past, we can see this path that has started last year, where we said that you students is going to embark on a career path, on a future path, which also includes your fellow colleagues. I mean, how many of the guys knew each other last year when we started this project? And how many of you are best friends now and colleagues that is going to work together and build a future in this South Africa ourselves? But you guys have been in our hands only for a very short time. The people that we really need to thank is the people that have started your education long ago. In Afrikaans, we use the word opvoeding, that upbringing, because the lovely people that Prof. Alexander Sebastiani and his staff ended up was groomed by the people that sitting here. So I would like the family to stand up, the friends, the brothers, the sisters. Please stand up, and you guys deserve a big hand of applause, because without your support and sacrifice, so yes, we are latecomers to the party. When we received you, there was been a lot of effort already spent to bring you up to this level. But there's also one of the staff of SASEC. I think that using the Afrikaans word again, opvoeding, pedagogy in Afrikaans, opvoeding, it's more than just the education. And I think that if we talk to Prof. Sebastiani, he bestowed on you guys certain things. Neatness, to be on time, to be accurate, to be honest, to be productive, to be there every day and to work every day. And I think that is the type of things that, besides the education, that you guys are going to take into the future to make yourself successful in this field of of electricity. So I want to thank the staff at Edsu-Legacy for their passion in this field of pedagogy, and to bestow the occupational excellence on these students. And we've tested the classes of the past. We've tested them in the workplace, and we know that the people coming from Edsu-Legacy is people of the highest quality. So I would like the Edsu-Legacy staff to stand up and welcome them, and also give them a hand of applause. Praise the Lugos and Miriam. Thank you guys, you well done. Guys, this is a moment of transition. The interesting thing that I always tell my people when they join us at the TTI, which is different from the university, is that, when you're a student, floppies and shorts and a t-shirt is good enough. But you are in the professional world now. So you need to appear professional, you need to conduct yourself professionally. And, we are in a country where there's huge change. I mean, when you guys were starting your career here, imagine 2008, you started your schooling, am I right? Around about there. I mean, the world went through a crisis. One of the biggest banks in the world, Lehman Brothers, went bang. I mean, there are so many things that went wrong in the world's economy, and everybody suffered. You guys are coming through a period where I didn't even know that there's something like state capture till the other day. We went through a period of huge change, but we can also, with comfort, say that things are changing positively. You guys also have that positive feeling that I've got to say that, this is a great country, and we've got great people, and especially here in Sebokeng. We've got talent, and we all need to work hard to develop it. So you guys are embarking on your own future. But this future also comes with responsibility. There's a lot of people out there that still not being educated. There's still a lot of people that go through our education system and end up sitting at home for many years. In this area, we've got high unemployment. Of the 700 and something thousand people in Southern Gauteng, 250,000 are unemployed. This is the reality that we are sitting with. So we haven't only trained you guys to be electricians. We also give you the entrepreneurship tools, guys, to start your own business. And one of the good things that we can announce is that in the weeks to come, Dr. Moletti, you all know Dr. Moletti there. Dr. Moletti, can you stand up for a moment? Dr. Moletti is responsible for Beauty Enterprise. And he's got the green light now to start a company that will provide services to the rest of the university. So if you guys want to join a company like that and get further training and further exposure and whatever, I think that you guys need to set up a meeting with Dr. Moletti so that we can see how we can get this going. So the first employment opportunity is just a phone call away. Okay? And we realize that you guys still need to have a lot of practical training and all those type of things. So we will build that into that company to make sure that you guys get that exposure. Unfortunately, we can't take all 22, so there will have to be an interview selection process. So, those guys that have really worked hard, with excellent marks and stuff, will always be the guys that is sought after. So, please guys, remember that. You are working on your own futures. guys, you are graduating in a time where, these guys like Trump around, the Russians and the Serbians, and, the guys are killing each other with poisonous gas, and to some extent the world is spinning off its axis, we are sitting with unavoidable problems that we are not part of, and there's bottomless challenges. But the one thing that we know in South Africa is that we need manufacturing. And you can't have a factory without an electrician. So, guys, the type of education that we are embarked on at SRJ prepare you for what we need for the future of this country. So I want to say, guys, graduates, well done. Welcome here today. It's your day, and it will be a day that you will remember forever. So please, class of 2017, the legacy stars, stand up so that we can give you a applause. Welcome you here. I also would like to extend a special word of welcome to Shaider, to Zanel. If there's one person that has kept us on the straight and narrow, it's Zanel. And he can do it very well. I also want to extend a special word of welcome to Alan from the French Embassy. This is a joint venture between the South African government, the French government, the Department of Higher Education and the VUT. And we must also extend a special word of welcome to Wiseman Jack, because Wiseman is the cement between all this stuff. Wiseman, if we go down the precipice, he grabs us and pulls us back. And he's done it. I'm involved on a full-time basis as project management chairperson for 3 years now. And I can tell you that Wiseman is dear to all of us, and his endeavors to make sure that this program is one of the best programs and a flagship program at this university. And then IFSASEC is now part of the TTI group. So our executive director, Dr. Joe Moletti, is the big boss now to make sure that everything happens according to plan and that there's enough money in the system so that we can do the training and stuff that is necessary. And then this program, of course, reports directly to the VC's office. So the VC is the custodian of this program and see this as one of the most important programs and international liaisons at the university. So I want to thank everybody that I haven't mentioned for your endeavor, for your assistance, to make sure that we've got such a beautiful bounty today, such a harvest of young people that we know is going to make a difference to each and everybody in this country's future. Thank you very much and welcome. Okay, I would like then to ask Ms. Anel the English to come to the fore. She's the Head of Sustainable Development and Anglophone Africa Cluster Schneider Electric, and she's going to discuss some topics around our future and things that we've done in the past.
morning, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Anal Dalglish. I'm the Head of Sustainability at Schneider Electric. A very warm welcome to all the parents here today, and to our very special guests of honor, to all the students. I think let's kick off with giving yourselves a big round of applause. So at Schneider Electric, we have two key focus areas in sustainable development. Our two key pillars include creating access to education, as well as creating access to energy. The French South African Schneider Electric Education Centre fits right in the middle of this strategy, as it speaks to creating access to education as well as access to energy, which forms the basis of our strategy for engagement. For this reason, I'm extremely proud to be here today to celebrate the graduation ceremony of our fourth class, being the Legacy class, as the French South African Schneider Electric Education Centre is a very, very key centre for the future of our youth. So you might ask yourselves, for those of you that don't know, why the centre is different. And I could speak for hours and hours as to why this is different from any other training centre that you might find. First of all, it is a centre of excellence, which means that we strive to be the best. And I think if you look at the students that we have here in front of us today, it really resembles the fact that we are striving for excellence. And therefore, when you enter the centre, you can see from the equipment, the housekeeping, the lecturers, the director, the staff, everybody is striving for excellence, and that is ultimately why we are called the Centre of Excellence. So when you're looking at creating access to education, as Schneider Electric defines it, there's multiple different aspects that we consider. So first of all, we speak to vocational training. And vocational training is intended to prepare you for the work environment. So many of you might agree with me that multiple training programs cover a lot of theoretical practices. But once the student arrives in industry, they need to be retrained, as they often are not trained for the working environment. And therefore, the Centre of Excellence at the Vaal University of Technology has a very, very key focus on vocational training. And I think that most of the students sitting here today would agree with me that it's very different from just receiving a textbook and understanding all different laws and theories of electricity, but really understanding what is it that you are seeing in front of you from an equipment point of view. We also have Schneider Electric Teachers programs that you have benefited from, where we send experts from right around the world that are Schneider Electric employees that come here to Van der Bijl Park in South Africa to come and train our students. I think that really shows the commitment that we have to the Centre of Excellence, and really making it a Centre of Excellence, to bring experts from around the world to train on multiple topics that might not have been familiar to students in Van der Bijl Park prior to the Teachers Program. My colleague Heinrich van der Merwe has referred to life skills training, which is absolutely crucial for us. We really want to make sure that all of you, once you have graduated and you enter the big world out there, that you have new skills. And I can just see by looking at all of you here, every single one so well polished, looking so beautiful, you can be proud of yourselves in terms of the life skills training that our dear Prof. Sebastiani has given you. You are ready to enter the world, to be sure that you are on time, that your cell phones are switched off, that you are professional in when you conduct yourselves. And many of the students that have finished prior to yourselves have actually demonstrated this in the work environment, and that has distinguished them from their peers. So hold on to these special life skills that you've been taught through Prof. Sebastiani. You will only realize the value of them once you are in the working world. And I can tell you it will definitely set you apart from others. Gender equality is very big on our agenda. Schneider Electric has a program called He for She, where we promote gender equality. And I stand here so proud today to look at how many ladies we have that are graduating from our training centre. The gentlemen are also very important to us. We don't doubt that for 1 minute. But I think in an industry, in electrical engineering or electrical artisans, it's very common to find gentlemen working in this industry. But ladies haven't had an opportunity prior to, in the past, to enter into this kind of industry. And we are so proud that the Centre of Excellence has produced so many lovely females that can stand tall, be proud, and be equal to their male counterparts in the work environment. This is a reason to celebrate. I think very, very few training centres have delivered so many females, and I really commend you ladies for completing the course, and I ask you to be confident in yourselves and to be sure that you are equal to your male counterparts when entering the working environment. Entrepreneurship is also something that we have shared with you in terms of training. Yes, my colleague Heinrich has mentioned, unfortunately, unemployment is real in our country, and many of you will not find a job immediately. And whilst that is sad, I think it's an opportunity for you to continue to reinvent yourselves and to look back at the entrepreneurship training that you've received. All of you have an idea of how to start your own business now, how to start getting a business set up, and you've got some very special skills. That means you don't have to wait to get a job. You can do something. You have some skills, and you can start something on your own. We have some examples again of students prior to yourselves that have done this. So look at the opportunities in front of you. Don't have a narrow mind to think that you can only succeed if you are able to find a job. Some of you are real entrepreneurs by heart. Dig deep and find those skills that you've learned in terms of entrepreneurship and make the world your oyster. Take it on with both hands, and until you secure a job, or if you decide your future is to be a business owner and entrepreneur, go for it. You're all brand ambassadors for Schneider Electric, for the Vaal University of Technology, as well as for the French Embassy and the French Ministry of Education. I think that you might not really understand the value of this today, but let me tell you, when you go out into the working world and you tell people that you have studied at the Centre of Excellence at the Vaal University of Technology, which has been prepared through the French Embassy, French Ministry of Education, and trained on Schneider Electric equipment, you already have one up against your peers. And you should always remember this. Be proud of the brands that you are representing. We are very proud of you, and we are proud to send you out into the working world. Remember that you represent our brands, so keep our brands strong, keep the name up, and use it to your advantage, because it is a huge advantage. And you are the workforce of the future. I think we've touched on this before. If you look in terms of where industry is going, there is such a large need for electrical artisans in our country. And here you are, sitting right in front of us, ready to take that on. You are the workforce of the future, which means you are the future of our country. Make it count, and go out there and make the best of it. With a partnership like this, being a tripartite agreement between Schneider Electric, the Schneider Electric Foundation, Vaal University of Technology, French Ministry of Education, and the French Embassy, obviously there's many thanks to give, and I apologize in advance if I have missed somebody from here. It's always a danger to miss somebody on the thanks, but I will mention quickly who we would like to cover. So at Schneider Electric, we say that life is on for everybody and everywhere. But I think through this tripartite agreement, we can say education is on. So life is on, but education is also on. And this is made possible through some remarkable people that have managed the Centre of Excellence and that have made it possible for all of you to enter into that world state-of-the-art technology centre. First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Albert Fouché from Schneider Electric South Africa. He's the cluster president for Schneider Electric in Anglophone Africa and has given us his complete support to continue to work on this project. The Schneider Electric Foundation in France have provided multiple funding mechanisms to purchase the equipment that you have been trained on. And for that I would like to thank Ms. Patricia Benchena and Mr. Francois Milliouni that give us their ongoing support on a daily basis, even though they are thousands of kilometers away. They are aware of exactly what is happening right here in Van Belbach. To the French Embassy of South Africa, to Dr. Jean-Paul Tutois and Mr. Hélène Pinto, thank you very much for always being right by our side. Hélène has joined us in the last 3 months, and it's been such a pleasure to have you alongside us. Without the support from the French Embassy, it really would not have been possible for the EFSA SEC to continue. And then from the French French Minister of Education, all the way from France, our South African French Professor Alexander Sebastiani, I don't think that any words could thank you. But if words could thank you, I would like to ask all the students, please to stand up, and the parents, to give a massive round of applause to the father of the Centre of Excellence, Edsu-Legacy in Vanderbijl Park. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you cannot really cover in words what our gratitude is towards you. Many of you might know that you will be returning to France in June this year. Luckily, this is not a farewell ceremony because I don't think I would be able to speak. It's a very, very sad moment to realize that our leader in the French South African Child Education Centre of Excellence is going to depart back to France. But just as the name of the class, Legacy Class, suggests, he leaves a legacy behind. If you look at the training that's being delivered at the Centre of Excellence, it is thanks to the standards of excellence that Prof. Sebastiani has put in place. We've worked under many difficult conditions, but every morning he's ready to return to the Edsu-Legacy. Why? Because of all of you sitting in front. I can assure you, every single battle that he has taken on has been to improve the future for all of the students sitting here. And therefore, it's really a moment of celebration today to see you graduating, because many things are happening behind the scenes. And once again, Prof. Sebastiani, we thank you dearly for everything that you do, even behind the scenes that might not always be well known of. And then to our third partner, the Vaal University of Technology. They host us, they provide the facility for the Centre of Excellence, and they bring a lot of value to the partnership in that we are based at the University of Technology, speaking to the white paper that the Department of Higher Education and Training has published. The Vaal University of Technology has been the only University of Technology that has had the courage to take on a project such as this, to speak to the paper of the Department of Higher Education and Training. And for that, we would like to thank the VUT for the partnership that we have and for the exciting future that we have ahead. There's a few people to mention, and once again, my apologies if I've forgotten somebody, but to Professor Gordon Zide, our Vice-Chancellor, who is owning and managing this project directly from his office. We thank him for his contribution. Mr. Wiseman Jack, as Hendrik van der Merwe has mentioned, the cement to our project. Since we've started in 2011, Mr. Wiseman Jack has been there, working extremely hard to make sure that the program succeeds. And Mr. Jack, we thank you for all your time and commitment, and always having a smile and getting ready to continue, no matter how high the mountain is. You help us to climb it and to continue. Mr. Mfodiago, who's not here today, we thank him for his ongoing contribution and support, and we've recently signed a new agreement between Schneider Electric and the Vaal University of Technology, which was also supported by him. And we are very excited about that, to continue a future together. Dr. Joe Molete, very important to our project. As you know, Mr. Hendrik van der Merwe has mentioned as well, he is a custodian of the project as he leads the TTI, and the Edsu-Legacy Centre of Excellence program falls within his scope as well now, although managed from the VC office. I think that it would be interesting for those students of you sitting right here to know that Dr. Molete attends our project meetings, even on a monthly basis, which shows his commitment to our project. And we thank you, Dr. Molete, for your ongoing support in the project. To Professor Maurice Ndege, the Dean of Engineering Faculty, as well, somebody really instrumental and key to our program. He is always prepared to assist with lecturers, with support, whatever it might be. And without somebody like him, it really would be difficult to conclude the program. And then second to last but not least, Mr. Hendrik van der Merwe, our fierce Project Management Committee Chair. I really have to say that when Mr. van der Merwe joined as the chair of our Project Management Committee, it was a new chapter for our Centre of Excellence. Mr. van der Merwe really tackles everything on with both hands, and he's been an instrumental key support to the project to make sure that operational matters as well as strategic really thank you very much for your ongoing support to the project. We can all celebrate to see these lovely students sitting in front of us through all your hard work. And then to the team that makes it happen at the EFSASEC. I know Prof. Sebastiani called you the dream team, I would agree with that. To our lecturers, our lab assistants, our admin team, Danitza, Grace, Thomas, not seeing everybody here, Luvo, Miriam, you guys make us very proud. As well to Briani. You know, many of the people that are working in the EFSASEC are previous students. They were sitting in the same chairs that you are sitting in today. And look at them now. We're so proud of what they've done and will continue to do. And therefore, I'd like to leave you with a few words of wisdom, if I may. They might not be my words of wisdom, but they are words of wisdom. To say the struggle that you're in today is developing the strength that you need for tomorrow. So it might be hard today, but whilst you're learning through that, it's going to give you the strength that you need to continue tomorrow, just as our staff at the EFSASEC have done. So study while others are sleeping, work while others are loafing, prepare while other people are playing, and dream while other people are just wishing. The wise words of Nelson Mandela, I would like to conclude to say, it always seems impossible until it's done. If you look at some of our success stories from the EFSASEC, we have students that are working in multi-badge non-electric partners, doing quite advanced customer projects. They've also come from disadvantaged backgrounds like yourselves, and they thought it was impossible. But it was only impossible until it's done. They are successful in their careers, and I look forward to stand here a year from now to share the success stories for those of you sitting here today that are embarking on entering the world of work. Thank you for your hard work, for your dedication. Thank you to the parents for continuing to motivate them to continue. Take it on, we are proud of you, and we look forward to celebrating your success in the future. Thank you very much.
People, there is some words that you can take with you for the rest of your life. I like to call it kindling for your old days. You know, I think that message from Zanel is something that we can take with us, and I think that the people that take it to heart is those guys that's going to be successful. I'm going to ask Ms. Helena Pinto from the French Embassy to come and address us on their role in this partnership.
So good morning everyone. My name is Helen Pinto and I am a Program Officer for Governance and Development Cooperation at the French Embassy. I arrived in South Africa 3 months ago and I am really nice to meet you on this very special day. So dear Mrs. Zanel Dalgish, Head of Sustainable Development at Schneider Electric South Africa, dear Mr. Wiseman Jack, Director of the International Department, dear Mr. Henrik van der Merwe, Project Manager at TTI, dear Professor Alexandre Sebastiani, Director of EFSASEC, dear faculty members, dear teachers, dear students, and dear parents and relatives, it is a really great pleasure for me to be here today at the Science Park of the UT to celebrate the French-South African Schneider Electric Center, that center that highlights the French-South African fruitful cooperation. EFSASEC graduation is a great opportunity to celebrate education and vocational training as backbones of personal development. And today, we're honoring and recognizing the efforts and achievements of the recently graduate students of EFSASEC. So let me congratulate the 22, if I'm right, bright young women and men amongst us who have graduated this year. You worked very hard and you overcame a lot of challenges. And you really deserve to celebrate today. Each one of you has grown in a way that you should be really proud of. And this day is made for this. In my opinion, graduation is a very important day. It represents really a turning point in your life. I got my own graduation last year, so I know what I'm talking about. I would really want to say that yesterday you were students, and tomorrow you're going to be highly skilled professionals with also a lot of responsibilities. So, yes, you're now not only SSEC laureates, but you're also true ambassadors of this brilliant center that has trained you, of the house that has trained you. This is also why the fact that your class is named Legacy makes a lot of sense to me. And throughout your professional career, you will see that this house, SSEC, will accompany you, and you will always be able to draw resources from it. And we mentioned earlier that there is always someone here to help you to build your own enterprise. So this is one relevant instance, in my opinion. So I would also like to say that you should be proud of you, and you should promote SSEC around you. SSEC is also the product of a cooperation between the public and the private sector. And I take the opportunity on behalf of the French Embassy and the French government to warmly thank Schneider Electric for providing cutting-edge equipment to the center, and to thank also Val University for opening their doors to this brilliant center. Such a public-private partnership is, in my opinion, the solution to really answer the needs of the growingly competitive labor markets, and is going to become the norm in the coming years. The French Embassy, on behalf of the French government, is really proud of SSEC's successes. We have now 5 centers in South Africa, and I think 6 new centers are going to open their doors in Mozambique, Zambia, Malawi, and Zimbabwe, and Namibia, if I'm wrong. And I also want to reaffirm the French Embassy support to SSEC. The French Embassy has been supporting it for many years and will continue to do so proudly. And I would like also to congratulate the dedicated staff and teachers at SSEC and Val University, as well as officials from Schneider Electric, especially Zanel, for their involvement in this project. I think you have all collectively contributing in making this center a success. Your skills and dedication to the task of educating the students is enormous. I also extend my deepest congratulations to the families, without whose support this achievement wouldn't have been slightly harder to reach. Finally, I would like to address a special thanks to Professor Alexandre Sebastiani, because nothing would have been possible without his energy, his involvement, and his dedication. I would also say his creativity to unlock the potential of this center. And dear students, the future holds many challenges for you. Each of you will have your own opportunities to grow, and I'm confident that SSEC training is a unique opportunity for you to find a job and to achieve your dreams on the longer term. So let me wish you all the best for the future, and long life SSEC. Thank you very much.
People that is going to organize the students now. I would like to thank Helen for a very good message to the students. Our bright young people with a beautiful future. Alex, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, people, we start now with the ceremony, the long-awaited ceremony, and it will be officiated by Prof. Alexander Sebastiani and Mr. Wiseman Jack. Oh. Okay, so we're going to call the first graduate, Konjana.
We make two pictures, one like this. One.
Is Kumalu Precious. Lenka New. We would also like to add to this candidate that this is the best achiever of the legacy class. Manzanga Jacob Devan.
Smile.
Mafeka Lerani. Markana Malapi Agnes. Buli Judu. Modisi Victoria Olga. Moletsi Ponsi Philip. King, social world, Maar de koers is die. Okay, we are calling from Alexander Sebastiani to the microphone. He's going to do the final wrap-up for us.
And after this,
After this we will...
don't the vision. After.
So you can push the button if you want. Okay.
Yeah, but I just want to be right here because everything was done before. The annulation, the congratulation, the things for everyone. But I would like to speak to the parents, especially today, because I know the sacrifices you made for them to access to our center of excellence. It's not only them to be here in front of us, in front of the dream team, in front of the center of excellence, to do the training. It's also you to make your efforts, everything possible, with all the sacrifices, for the transport, the food, the fees, and everything, for them to be here. They are today representing you. You are not alone. You are here because of them. And then they are here because of the past. So it's really important for me to congratulate the parents, because today is a special day for you guys, for you, for us, but also for me, because this is my last graduation. I'm a bit emotive, because this is the last one. I need to leave. My journey is finished. I have decided to come back. I cannot stay forever, even if I would love to stay, have another journey, to build and have to travel somewhere and to do the same. So you need to understand that this country, South Africa, brought me a lot, it gave me a lot. And now, today, I've decided to move because there are other people around the world that need me. So I'm sure that my class, the legacy class today, they have understood, or they understand today, what was my vision at the beginning. Because because I'm sure they discussed with you from the beginning, it was not easy to discuss and to be on the same page at the beginning. To have a conversation, because to have a conversation with them, we need to discuss together. At the beginning, they didn't understand my point, because I'm sure they were thinking it's very tough, to work here. But today, in this, with these certificate in their hands, with the family around you, with the dream team here, with all the beauty, all the Schneider Electric, all the French Embassy and the French Ministry of Education, you can understand that you are unique. Because this center is unique. Parents need to understand that we didn't reproduce in the French Ministry of Education many centers like this. It's unique because of the support of South Africa VAT, because of the support of Schneider Electric Foundation and Schneider. We gave you the best. We gave you also a French flavor. It's unique one. Because I tried with my staff to try to reveal the talents of them. Because, as Zanel says, the talent is revealed, the talent is everywhere. It's not focused and concentrate only in center, for example. Talents are everywhere. Sebokane, Sharville, Soweto, anywhere in South Africa. Robinson, Limpopo, whatever you want. Do you understand that? We just need to reveal the talent. Okay? It's like there are not only the right person here and the bad person here. No, there are everywhere right and wrong person. The talent is the same. So our job here with the EFSA-SEC, the French South African Schneider Electric Education Center, is to reveal this talent. And if you see the dream team they were talking about, they were students. So if for them it's possible to become lecturer, staff, and so on, and to get a job, that means it's possible for you guys. Now, it's just the beginning of another journey for you. You understand? Just the beginning. You've got all the tools in your hand. You've got all my legacy I wanted to transfer to you. It's up to you now if you want to use it or not. The 4 names of the classes before, the 5 names of the classes was Mandela class, Nelson Mandela. Why? Because I arrived in South Africa because of Mandela. Because for me he was my icon. He was representing someone who wants the best for this country. The second name was Sharpeville class, because it's an iconic name which represents the beginning of something different. It's not only this name, okay? It's representing many names, like Soweto, Bobidon, you understand? It's representing something. Then I had Desmond Tutu class, because representing one of the Nobel Prize. Also important person who is silent. And then legacy class, because I'm leaving. I want to be sure that something will stay here. And that someone will understand that my job here was not the job to reveal me, but to reveal them and to transfer something to them, so to you. And the last name after them, it's an Ubuntu class. Because we need Ubuntu. We are Ubuntu. Okay. For me, before to arrive, Ubuntu was just a software. Ubuntu. I'm here in front of you because you are here. Without you, there is no prof, there is no one. So each and every one of us, we need each other. And them, they are here because they build the class, the legacy class. And them, they are here because of them. You understand? So for me, only one word is very important. And in the future, I hope that the next class after Ubuntu this year, 2018, will be next generation class like that. Sorry. The next generation, because it's the future. We need to project ourselves that in the future, the generation will be like this, you know, with a lot of skills in their hands. Because when we are talking about the skills, we're not talking about the knowledge and theoretical knowledge, which everyone can buy a book, everyone can go and read a book. They've got in their hands some gold, you know, some diamonds, because they've got some practical today. Maybe you don't know, but our training was really, really different. They've got 50%, I would like to say, theory part, and practical part was 50%. They are ready today to work with their hands, which is not the case all the time when you are going to, I'm sorry for them, Tibet College. You know that. And am I right when I say, now you can use your hand? Are you proud? Yes. And I'm proud of you. So to finish, once again, I would like to thank DUT from the beginning. I would like to thank DUT. In fact, we had a journey together. Without DUT, team, we cannot be here. That is really important to understand. Without Schneider Electric as well, without the French ministry, without the French embassy. That is so important for you to understand that you need to pay duty to host us all the time. Then, I would like to thank again the parents, because you were patient, because at the beginning you didn't understand the point, the vision. And I would like to thank them to stay with us, because I'm sure all of you now, you are thinking that you are quite different than the beginning, isn't it? To finish, in this envelope, you will have 3 certificates. 2 certificates for the training they had at the EFSASEC, and another one, French class from Alliance Française. It's unique. I mean, we're going to finish by this one. Maybe you don't know, but they speak French. Now, you need to know that Legacy is unique. In the world, the French Ministry of Education has set up 100 centers around the world. This is the only one who all the students from the beginning, they are speaking French. So the French touch, the French flavor is here. It's not also to represent my country, you know. They speak French in Switzerland. Now, they can open their mind to Africa, because you need to know that the French language is an African language. Now they can travel with their English, with their mother tongue, and with the French all over Africa. Morocco is speaking Africa, Tunisia is speaking Africa, DRC, Cameroon, Mali, Guinea, etc. They are speaking Cameroon, they are speaking Africa. So you need to understand that now they are quite different. For that, and to finish, please can you, all of us, stand up and applaud ourselves for that. For the past, just a video to see the center. This is something beautiful.
students will have a bright future. I have the power to change the future.
Thank you, Brother Kalenda. I have no words to say. You know, when you started something together with the great colleagues, and when it comes to fruition somehow, you really feel that, you know, you can't say anything. But really, we want to thank the representative of the French government. We want to thank the South African government. Of course, we want to thank big thanks to Schneider, and of course, BUT. And the big thank goes to parents and the students who made this journey come to what it is today. We started this journey in 2011. Prof. Sebastian, when he thinks back to what happened in 2011, and somehow along the way I thought he was going to take and go. Because as we know that when you're going to walk 1,000 miles, the first step and the second step is always a challenge. We have been going through those challenges as BUT together with our partners. But you know what makes me fulfilled and happy in my job?
For those who don't know what I do, I play the ambassadorial role for the university. The executive director of international relations and advancement. And when you negotiate these deals, and when you talk to the colleagues at the university who don't understand what you're talking about, it becomes painful. But as a parent myself, you know, I always soldier on and make sure that whatever I try to do comes to something at the end of the day. Because we're talking about our future here. Can you imagine a country with no electricians? Can you imagine a country with no electrical engineers? You know, it will take us back to the years that we never saw in our lifetime. We know that it has been said about 15 years ago that electricity and electrical engineering work in South Africa is a scarce key. So for these young graduates here today, you have started a journey to pursue a process that will take you wherever you want to. It's up to you to take advantage of it. What Professor Bastiani did was to light a spark in your minds. It's a pity that parents couldn't see what's going on there. I'm sure if you ask them, they will tell you. Some of our kitchens and dining rooms don't look like that workshop. You know, when you talk about the workshop, you think about the twists and spanners and everything lying about. But that place is very unique. And that skill, you wouldn't get it from anyone. Remember when we talk to you as your parents, you always find an excuse not to do what you're telling them. But the no-nonsense man there have to change your minds. I tell you, he's a good friend of mine. We have worked this journey together. You know, he's a change maker. I've never said that to him, but he started shifting the paradigms in terms of thinking. The students went there, they complain about everything because we don't make them work when they're at home. That's the most unfortunate part about us in South African parents. I don't know what has happened between our time, us who are our parents, and what is happening with our children. But they will tell you, when they enter his office and enter his workshop, they must forget everything that has happened in the past and focus to what is happening now. And fortunately, that's what is required in the companies. If you go to Schneider workshops and offices, they are so beautiful. I'm sure you have had an opportunity to have a tour there. If you didn't, you will still make yourself get there in the future because we have the key to open those doors. Professor Bastiani, thank you very much, my friend. You know, it hasn't been easy. You know, when you walk a pathway that hasn't been walked by anybody, it's always a challenge. He called this place, this particular class, a legacy class. You know, I come from the old school of English. You know, before I read a word, I always want to find the roots of that word and find a number of synonyms for that word. There are 3 synonyms for that word that really should stuck in your heart today and never forget about them, because the reason is that when he came up with that name, he had many things in mind, and these 3 words. It's inheritance, it's a gift, it's an endowment. And when you put those things together, it equates to a wealth. You have a wealth of knowledge, he has given you a gift. If you have to go through the class that was shown here, you wouldn't pay anything that's less than 60,000 for the time that you do. But you know how much you know it. So we really need to thank him and thank his efforts. And of course, we thank you very much, because without you, there's no class. And without the parents who give birth to children and groom them and mold them to become something, there wouldn't be what we call university. So thank you very much, and I hope and wish that in the future we will read about you in the newspapers, we will see you on television, but don't forget about you. Take his email address, keep in touch. He told me that he might go to Brazil, he told me that he must stay in France, he told me that he might go somewhere else in Eastern Europe or wherever. There are opportunities start coming. We're going to keep him, we're going to keep contact with him, and we have provided some opportunity to tell the world a story. And this story will be told to us. And with those few words, thank you very much, and all the best.